Hello and welcome to you all. I'm Christopher Alexander Amir Rossley, and honestly, I am incredibly glad that you've joined me for this edition of my brand new show. This has been a passion project in the making for quite some time, and to finally be sharing it with you feels like a truly significant moment. For those keeping track today, is Wednesday, the 25th of February 2026. The world keeps turning, and there's never a shortage of things to discuss, to analyze, and most importantly, to understand together. I want to take this moment to address my entire today. As you may notice, I'm deliberately dressed down a bit. This isn't a lapse of professionalism, rather, it's a very conscious decision. I wanted this very first show to feel intimate, authentic, and truly personal. The intent is to create an environment where this feels less like a formal broadcast and much more like a real, meaningful conversation between friends. No barriers, no unnecessary, no formalities, just shared perspective on the world and the issues that generally matter to us all. I believe that by stripping away the studio veneers, we can get right to the heart of what we need to talk about. So settle in, get comfortable, and let's begin this incredible journey together. We will now dive into what I would like to call the hinge of the year today, that pivotal, often overlooked moment in the late winter where the energy of the world hangs in the balance. It's that time when we decide individually and collectively whether we're going to be accepted the lingering integra of the cold season of seizures that quietly powers and proactively pushes forward of our ambitions rather than passionately wait for the obvious cue of spring to arrive. This moment right here, right now, is a space for intention, for grounding, and for planning the incredible things you want to manifest over the coming months. This is our space of sanctuary for curious minds, ambitious spirits, and anyone seeking to navigate the tricky transitions of life work. I'm inviting you not just to listen, but to engage with ideas we're sharing today. Truly, if you have a question about Hinge analogy, if particular thought sparks a memory or strategy you've used, or if you simply want to share your own approach to this later winter period, please don't hold back. Leave all your comments, insights, and questions down below. I read them all, and your input is what truly gives this community its life and direction. And on that note, if you value this kind of conversation and want to ensure we can keep growing as a platform and deliver content that generally helps you, please take a moment to perform those simple, incredible, powerful actions. Subscribe to the channel, hit that like button to let us know we're on the right track, and share this video with a friend or colleague who might also find themselves standing on the hinge of their own year. It helps us grow as the community together, ensuring we reach more people who are ready to make that perspective pivot toward their best year yet. President Donald Trump delivered a longest state of address last night, with it being 108 minutes, to maintain accountability within this. Al Jazeera, the economy turnaround, Trump taught core inflation at its lowest level in 5 years to 2.5%. However, the boom he promised is under legal fire. The juridical blow: just 4 days ago, the US Supreme Court ruled 6.3 that the president exceeded his authority within global tariffs. In your script mentioned that Trump has already vowed to replace these with a 10% to 15% levy under different emergency powers to keep his agenda alive. The Olympic glow, you can add a human element by mentioning the fact that President Donald Trump will be giving the President Medal of Freedom to the Team USA hockey globally, the goalie, I should say, Connor Hellebuck, following their recent gold medal win. We turn now back to the United Kingdom within the elephant in the room. In Westminster isn't just a ministerial reshuffle, it's a historical shift in the machinery of the government. The new cabinet secretary, Prime Minister Keir Starmer, has just appointed Dame Tony Roma as the first cabinet minister secretary in history. This follows the forced departure of Sir Chris Walmart only last week. The Treasury registration you mentioned of the Treasury figure departing is timely. The government is currently reeling from the registration of Chief of Staff Morgan Sweeney, which has fueled rumours of deep administrative reshuffle to save Starmer's premiership. The fiscal pressure Chancellor Rachel Reeves is under immense pressure ahead of the spring statement, which markets watches for interest rates cut as UK employment has ticked up to 5.2%. It is with a profound sense of sorrow that we begin today's program, as it is a day of heavy hearts in the entertainment community. And for all of us who have followed their work, we visit. We first, I beg your pardon, want to send our deepest sympathy, compassion, and thoughts to comedian legend Martin Short, who is currently mourning the unimaginable loss of his daughter Catherine. Martin Short has brought us decades of laughter, joy, and unforgettable characters, and our entire community is wrapping its arms around him during this period of immense personal grief. We hope he finds comfort in the love of his family and the widespread admission of his fans. Furthermore, we must pause to remember two esteemed actors whose faces and talent have been consistent in our collective screen perspectively for many years. We are saddened by the passing of Eric Dane, whose roles have spanned both the big and small screen, curating audiences with his dynamic performances. His dedication to his craft has left an undeniable marker on the landscape of modern television and film. We also pay tribute to Robert Cardarling, a beloved figure known for his memorable contribution to cinema, partly in his role in a franchise that defined a generation of college set comedians. The roles inhabited a stories he helped tell have become integral into our shared cultural view. The legacies of Eric Dane and Robert Carlyle remain vibrant and permanent fixtures within the fabric of Hollywood history. Though they are no longer with us, their work endures shaping our viewing habits and remaining a cherished part of the cinematic and television experience for us all. As we now buckle up because of the officials, as we are getting closer to the Oscars crunch, that period where the air is thick with anticipation and Hollywood collectively holds its breath. But while stylists prep the grounds and production teams polish the golden statues for the red carpet, the industry itself is facing serious function. The post British Academy Film Awards buzz has been less about who won more than about cultural flashpoints, with contentious debates on live broadcasting censorship and cruelly a growing spotlight of disabling awareness in acceptance speeches and within the industry narratives. These aren't just minor controversies, they are symptomatic of deep and necessary conversation finally bubbling to the surface. But let's pivot from the heavy stuff and find that essential silver of that light, that moment of pure glorious, assuming that the only beautiful chaos of the internet and professional sport can deliver serious, who and I mean who had Snoop Dogg co-owning with Swansea Football Club on their 2026 bingo card. I need to speak to that person. The news dropped like a systematic shift across the football and music world, and frankly, it makes for a surreal, unforgettable Wednesday in Wales. Though the thought of the Dogfather having a say in Welsh football strategy is the kind of headline that provides reality is stranger than any move script Hollywood is preparing for this Sunday. What a phenomenal week for global celebrity powerhouse. A huge congratulations must go out to BTS star Jungkook Juk, who has just been named the 18th most famous person on the entire planet. Think about the scale of that achievement, not just music icon, he's a true worldwide phenomenon that is what I call an indivisible momentum. His ascent speaks volumes about the incredible reach of K pop. His undeniable talent and his global influence is a testament to the dedication of the army and his consistent general divine work. Plus, for all the horror enthusiasts and dedicated fans of certain masked killer, we have some incredible news that has been circling the entertainment while Neve Campbell is officially returning for Scream 7. Sydney Prescott is back. This is a momentum after the speculation and the previous installment shake-up, having the original final girl return is exactly the shot of interlane the franchise needs. It feels like a true reunion and confirms that the legacy of the original films is being deeply respected for this new chapter. Get ready for Ghostface to have a serious challenge. Before I wrap up today's beginning show, I have a burning question. I want to launch as this integral topic for our very first Rossley's debate. It's a pivotal point of sensation for parents and educators alike. Is it truly okay for a child to be missing school for a family travel and immense cultural experiences? On one side, you have the traditionalists who are strategically believing that the structured classroom environment is king. They argue that every day of missed curriculum creates a defect that is hard, if not impossible, to make up, and that consistency and attendance are paramount to the academic success. They see a non school trip as an unnecessary disruption to essential learning, especially during critical examination year. But then on the other side, you have the proponents of the education is the journey of philosophically. They contend that a week exploring Rome, learning to navigate a foreign city, marging a budget of simply seeing history come alive beyond the confines of a textbook, offers an education that is far more valuable and foreseeable and more memorable than any worksheet or lecture. They believe these real world lessons of adaptability, independent, and global perspective are the true controversial stones of well rounded education. I'm generally torn on this one, and I am eager to hear everyone's perspective on where the balance lies. And before you sign off, just remember that today is Inconvenience Yourself Day, a day dedicated to finally tackling that one momentum, soul crushing hard task you've been expectantly avoiding for weeks, maybe even months. We all have one that looming calls the complex task return, the dreaded decluttering of gauging of it, perhaps sending that difficult email. So here's the challenge: if you were to win an Oscar tonight for finally tackling that one long adventure task, what would your achievement category be? Mine, for example, would be starting my own show that I've waited long time to do, and everything else in regarding that I've waited, and I've been putting off, and I hope you enjoyed with what I provided. What category would you be accepting the award? Let's celebrate those small inconvenience variances. And as we close today, I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed what I've provided and be keen for next week's show, please like, subscribe, and comment below. And I will be most grateful for your opinion in how we move forward. And thanks so much for watching. Till next week, good night.